Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what's up? Hello. Let me stop. What's going on, y'all? My name is Deja. Welcome to my channel. Today we finna get into chilling devotion. I'm very nervous. This was the first game that I was just like, interesting, and I'm excited to get to see. I see that it's still on day 1 and 2. Okay, so I tried to play this game a while back. Do I remember much about it? Like a little bit, not that much. So with that being said, make sure you subscribe and like it up. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna be learning all the things. Okay, I don't know if I'm looking into the camera or not. I'm not gonna be worried about that. Yo, we're finna get into The car's engine purred softly as it glided along the snow-covered road. That's not gonna happen. We're not gonna do that. Creating a rhythmic hum that harmonized with the tranquility of the winter landscape. Hold on, but before we get into this, what is this game about? You asked and I explained. It's time for a winter getaway. A peaceful winter retreat becomes an unexpected adventure when a snowstorm leads you to the wrong cabin in the mountains. Your plans for solitude take an interesting turn when you meet the cabin's mysterious resident. As the blizzard intensifies, it keeps you both snowed in.
That's suspicious.
What secrets lie within these snowy woods? Your choices will determine your fate in this atmospheric visual novel. Yeah, that's what we on right now. The world outside seemed hushed and still as if nature itself had been silenced by a blanket of pristine snow. Through the windshield, the scene unfolded like a postcard come to life. The snow-laden trees stood tall, their branches delicately adorned with glistening crystals. Each limb reached out toward the sky as if yearning to touch the falling snowflakes. The writing, though, the weight of the snow bent some branches, creating graceful arches that framed the road ahead. Okay. As the car made its way through the winter wonderland, the snowscape seemed to stretch out infinitely in every direction. The vastness of the scenery was both awe-inspiring and humbling. You continue to look around and wonder from the warmth and comfort of your vehicle. Yes! Now, my question is this, right? Because I'm gonna let everybody and their mama know my location. I want to have a physical map, and I also want the GPS, okay? I want a picture of what it looks like before the winter and during the winter time.
I'm being serious.
Have I ever done that myself? That's not the question that we're asking here. That's just what I'm saying I would do.
Get off my back.
For you, this is a whole new experience coming from a busy city life. Because it is the Little Cub Cabin Retreat. Okay, name. It was advertised as the coziest escape in the heart of snowy mountain wilderness. By Pixabay.
Self-voicing enabled. It was advertised. Self-voicing disabled.
Child. Anyway, so
Unplug and experience tranquility in the unforgettable views of snow-capped peaks and towering pine trees right outside of your window. Period. It sounded like exactly what you needed at the time. And you immediately booked a cabin for one just for a week. Just for a week, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I need something with the beach. With the beach and the sand and like, you know, that I can go get a quick coconut from a tree or something. I don't know. You look down at the directions you downloaded again. Okay. Turn onto Little Cub Trail, and it's the first cabin on the left. The instruction is simple. Turn onto Little Cub Trail, the first cabin on the left. I feel like we've already turned onto Little Cub Trail with the you know what I'm saying? The tire marks already ran through. You slow the car as you approach a sign. Some of the letters of Little Cub. Okay, see? Some of the letters of Little Cub peek out from under the snow. Turn into the trail. And it's the first cabin. And your car bumps along the unpaved snowy dirt path. You look around attentively for the first cabin you see through the increasing snowfall. The wind suddenly starts whipping the snow around with fervor, and the road ahead of you quickly disappears. I'm done. I'm out. Actually, it was the first one to the left. I'm just gonna turn at the first opening that I see and hope for the best. You feel a pang in your chest at the sight, and your breath quickens. Calm down. We don't want to panic. It's not time to panic. Let's breathe. It's the first one to the left. Okay, and see, this is how a lot of us get when God gives us instruction. Hey, and you start to be, turn left. Your eyes begin darting between the trees looking for this doggone cabin. So much for the forecast of light snow today. Hopefully you get there soon in case the snow gets worse. Now, hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. Finally! Exclamation mark. You had been looking forward to this getaway for a couple of weeks, and there it is. You take some time to fully take in the exterior from the safety of your car. Not only am I doing that, see, I have the picture. I also have the picture of the cabin downloaded. Okay? Not only am I looking at the exterior, but we're gonna do a surround sound check. If I really want to. I don't. But we here, doggone it. I need to check the perimeters. Are there any windows unlocked? Does something look off or sketchy? Something that might, not likely be there? The picture of the Airbnb? Is it giving? Is it giving Airbnb, or is it giving, I don't know. Not that. Now the idea of a private snowy cabin makes me, I'm gonna answer as me. What was the question? I think, honestly, I would be excited if I'm with family, because I would love to come here and like ski and be. You're excited. You've been looking forward to this ever since you've booked it. Everything is so new and fascinating, and you've mentally planned out various activities you could do. I'm reading by the fireplace and having hot cocoa. That's my, and sleeping. From staying by the fire with a good book. She knows. We're hiking to see some of these snow-capped peaks. Snow-capped? There would be something for whatever mood you'd be in, period. Maybe just catching up on sleep. What I say? And resting would be enough to look forward to. You squint through the falling snow trying to make out the numbers on the cabin. The snow is really starting to come down quickly, and you feel an urgency to get indoors. I mean, what are we doing? Were we not doing that? Were we not planning on doing that? Snow had covered the sign, but this one looked like the picture in the booking, so you pulled onto the snow-covered path. You're gonna remove the snow from the sign, to be sure. To be certain. Is that just me? Is that just me? Maybe that's too much. Maybe they just want to get inside. Okay. You feel a wave of relief to have finally arrived. The drive up the mountain was like Rainbow Road. And then the snow, while beautiful, made for an even more challenging drive. Okay. Your little cabin is surrounded by trees, and there are no neighbors in sight. I need at least one witness. Like, I get it. We're in the woods. I understand that. But who else is out there? A large stretch of wilderness ensures you plenty of privacy. I get it. You hurriedly lug your stuff out of your car up to the cabin. It's not much. Just a suitcase for the weekend. Looking at the snow, maybe you should have picked even thicker winter clothes. The icy environment chills the delicate skin on your face. Ma'am, let's get inside. Unlock the door. You bound up to the cabin, eager to get out of the cold. It's already unlocked. Is this normal for remote cabins? I don't know. As you step inside, the warmth of being out of the elements immediately greets you, but it could certainly be warmer. You can hear what I'm thinking, right? Are we thinking the same? Okay. You set down your things by the door and quickly set about lighting a fire in the fireplace. Conveniently, there's some wood and a lighter by the hearth. You take in the cabin's interior, and it's as cozy as described, if not a bit more messy than expected. First sign. This is our first sign. How is this not a sign of concern? I'm looking at everything, okay? The mantle, interesting. The star in the picture, is that a picture of somebody? The plants look dead. There's some stuff on the table, and I see 3 trees and a teacup, used. Get out! And why is the door open? Why is the door open? They probably, that's just their daily thing. Ain't nobody around, so why lock it? That's kind of crazy still. There's always a chance. I need people to comment if they lived in a very, it's optional to lock the door type of situation, because I've never, ever. Did they not clean up the place? There's still stuff laid out on the table. Looks like the place hasn't been swept up in a while too. It has a lived-in feel and is ready for someone to move in. The warm glow from the hearth dancing across the rustic wooden walls and furniture was cozy and inviting. Some books are resting on the worn wooden table and shelves. You hurry over to inspect the tiny kitchenette, and you are pleasantly surprised that it is fully stocked. Wow, it looks like mystery meat and a lot of junk food. Still, that's pretty generous of the people running this place. You had expected to get food later in town when the snow let up. It's a bit of a drive, but there is a small town with a grocery store around here. You can look more closely around the rest of the cabin later. Right now, you just wanted a warm drink. You look in the kitchen drawers and find a couple of options to choose from. All of them are of the instant drink variety. But beggars can't be choosers, girl. I know that's right. Tea, coffee, or hot cocoa. We're gonna go with the hot cocoa. You grab a packet of instant hot cocoa, then you found a pot and start to heat some water on the gas stove. It's been a while since you've used one of these. You check your phone and there's no signal. You do spot a landline on the countertop if you need to call anybody. Pause! Been a while since you've seen one of those too. Another reminder of how far from civilization you are. The pot of water simmers on the stove and you pour some into a cup for your hot cocoa. The smell of hot cocoa fills the room and the warmth from the cup warms your frozen hands. Imagine using somebody else's cup. The window rattles suddenly and you jump from your thoughts. The snowing from earlier has really picked up into a storm now, the heavy fall of snow blurring the landscape out the window. The wind howls and rattles the windows again. The sharp, erratic burst made you flinch every time. Can we, that was a little bit questionable. Snow now slams against the cabin in chaotic flurries. You wonder if the windows would hold against the storm's fury. That's a bit concerning, but it's a perfect contrast to the safety of the cabin. Did you hear it like rhyming at first, or was that just me? The cabin was a small sanctuary that was holding back the icy wilderness beyond its walls. I see the imagery. Luckily, you have food here and made it before the weather took a turn for the worse. Snowed in or not, you were planning on bunkering down here initially anyway. Just as you started settling in near the hearth with your hot drink, there was knocking at the door. You snap your head towards the sound and you feel your heart racing with fear. Do they see the car out front? Like, I'm thinking of all the logical things. The windows, like the blinds is open if they want. You weren't expecting anyone, and the thought of a stranger out here in the middle of nowhere during a snowstorm sent a shiver down your spine. But maybe it was a cabin host or someone that needed help. Let me tell you something. Go out the back for me. You set down your drink on the table gently and look toward the door. Okay, let's consider. The door was unlocked when we got there. We didn't have to open it, nor do we have the key. I don't remember if she locked the door or not. From what I could see, we only looked at the living room and the kitchen. Was there a back door? We don't know. I don't know what they're gonna have me do. I wouldn't say anything because how the frick did you get here and spawn out of nowhere? I didn't get no message from the Airbnb host because I don't have any signal. Great. What will you do now? It's time. Open the door. Who is it? Silence. You hold your breath and wait to see what happens. For what feels like a couple of minutes, there is no more knocking or sounds over the freezing winds. There's no peephole on the door, so you can't see who it is from the door. Calm down, it's late. I'm trying. Eventually, you quietly sneak over to the window and try to peek out, but you don't see anyone. It's hard to see, with the snow already frosting the glass and forming an icy crust along the edges of the panes. Hopefully, whoever it was just left. Maybe they got the wrong place. Cause why am I being silent? Cause in real life, I'm by myself. I'm grabbing a weapon. I wasn't given that choice. Sure, I could like have a knife and open the door and be like, "What do you want?" But be prepared. You know what I mean?
Whoa, brother. Whoa, now.
As you are about to return to your seat, you hear the click of the lock. Why are my eyes watering? Give me a second. Time slows and your body tenses from the noise. The hinges of the door creak open as the biting and cold wind rushes in. The snow briefly obscures your vision as it flurries towards you.
Ow! Jump scare.
And there, a tall, looming figure towers over you before you can act. We're gonna end that mug right there. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to react to that. My eyes are very watery, I will say that. Look, I don't know if it's because I'm gonna laugh or cry. Seemed very, like, I can't say, but it didn't seem like aggressive or angry. Why am I saying it? The gentleman, I don't know anymore. Didn't seem aggressive or angry. And that was Chilling Devotion part 1 for me. I'm gonna need y'all to comment down below, like, what is it that you would do? I'm thinking in my mind, you know, we come prepared. We come into the place as prepared as we can. With some discernment, hopefully. Like, I don't know, but comment what y'all would do, and make sure to like and subscribe to see the next part. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, for watching my video, and I will see y'all in the next one. God bless.